Man who stole stuff from Nancy Pelosi's office. Richard Bego Barnett is a pro-Trump writer pictured yesterday in Nancy Pelosi's office. Recently said on a pseudonymous Facebook account that he was a white nationalist and prepared for a violent death. I came into the world kicking and screaming, covered in someone else's blood. I'm not afraid to go out the same way. I saw the word white national being used by Nancy Pelosi as if it was a derogatory term. You know, words are a funny thing. So many of them are stolen to represent what they are not. For example, that this party that calls themselves Democrat are actually attempting to destroy democracy, or Black Lives Matter. They've proven over and over again that Black lives aren't actually important to them. Now we have a term that fits me and many others, and they try to turn it bad. I am white. There's no denying that. I am a nationalist. I put my nation first. That makes me a white nationalist. Now, I happen to have friends that are black, brown, cream, etc. that are also nationalists. So, wow, black nationalists, brown nationalists, creamy nationalists, lily white nationalists. Fucking A, we are nationalists. You aren't. And get the fuck out of our nation. I mean, I don't know if he's like legitimately a white nationalist, like ideologically he's like a fascist or whatever. I mean, he's demonstrating a lot of fascist tendencies regardless. But like, a lot of these people are just fucking stupid. Like, he doesn't understand what white nationalist means. Despite the fact that he like fits the concept of white nationalism to a T, he like doesn't even personally understand what it's supposed to mean. He thinks it's a designation. Like, oh, I'm white and I'm a nationalist. Glass and glazing contractors got a PPP loan. Of course he did. Yep. Fucking small business tyrants, dude. Anyway, here. Joe Scarborough to Capitol Police on Morning Joe. Why are you known as badass around the Capitol, and then Trump supporters come in and you open the fucking doors for them? I mean, it's true. Let's see what they had to say. But meanwhile, I also got to stand up and do a couple quick stretches, but you already know what that also means. I'm late on it. It is top of the hour. But top of the hour every hour. There's a 6-second ad break. If you no longer want to see the ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free by connecting your Amazon account to your Twitch account to get a free Twitch Prime. Here's the ad. Also, not top of the hour, but I didn't run it at the top of the hour. I wanted to wait.
If these insurrectionists were black, they would have been shot in the face. And my God, if these insurrectionists were Muslim, they would have been sniped from the top of buildings. So I want to know from the Capitol Hill Police, what is it? Is it just white people? Or is it Donald Trump supporters? Why do you scream at people for walking across the street 3 blocks away from the Capitol? Why are you known as badasses around the Capitol? But then Trump supporters come in and you open the fucking doors for them. Oh my God. You open the doors for them and let them breach the people's house.
This people's house shit sucks, by the way. Like, it's this weird thing that like people in the media are doing. Like, they cut out a documentary last night on like Congress as though it's like an entity. Is symbolically like, yeah, technically, if it's the people's house, then they should be able to fucking storm it then, bitch. Okay, shut up. Like, stop this theater kid nonsense about like how Congress is supposed to mean something. Like, literally no one cares. I don't care. I don't know a single person who unironically cares and is like, I can't believe they did that to the people's house. No, the problem is they are literally trying to do a show of force. Okay, they think they're so entitled that they think they could just fucking march through the goddamn gates and like break through and kidnap congresspersons, okay? That's the problem. And why are they doing it? Not because, you know, they want to fucking restore dignity to their work. They want to, I don't know, make sure that the concentration camps at the border are fucking closed. They want to do this because Donald Trump lost and they can't comprehend it, okay? Nobody gives a fuck about the fucking Capitol Hill as a form of symbolism. It is what it represents. What these people are doing is fucking psychotic. And they are being pushed by and agitated by Republicans who are also in the people's house. Okay? It's fucking nuts. So I cringe every time these people are just like, oh, the decency, sir. The walls were harmed in the people's house. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Oh, I can't believe RIP to the Congress, man. I can't believe the Congress building is just, oh, shit. You know, play some sad violin music while you show the walls of Congress and talk about how, you know, I don't know, Abraham Lincoln ate a booger right at this corner here or some shit. Like, I don't care. Okay? I don't. I literally don't care. I'm sorry. And I think that you don't care either. But you are conditioned into acting like you care by people like this, or like the people's house, or the NBC video that we fucking watched yesterday. Shows they were violently entering the building and not peacefully. Yeah, that part is fucking frustrating, and I'm angry about that part. But I'm fucking annoyed at the part that it's like the people's house. Like the way that they try to like up the symbolism and the importance of like Congress and not necessarily what this is. It's a symbol of American democracy. Yeah, American democracy can suck my dick. Obviously, our democracy has fucking failed over and over and over again. Like, it just unironically feels like you care just about the optics and the decency. When millions of Americans literally feel this way. Millions of Americans feel that same level of entitlement that these hogs demonstrated. Okay? They did. And they do. And that shit is crazy. And that is really scary, too. We got to do something. Anyway, let's watch the rest of the Biden speech.
Look at the pressure it was just subjected to by a sitting president of the United States of America. At every level, the judiciary rose to the moment during this election, did its job, acted with complete fairness and impartiality, with complete honor and integrity. When history looks back in this moment that we've just passed through, I believe it will say our democracy survived in no small part because of the men and women who represent an independent judiciary in this nation. We owe them a deep, deep debt of gratitude. And then there's the attack on the Department of Justice, treating the Attorney General as his personal lawyer and the department as his personal law firm. Through it all, we would hear the same thing from this president. My generals, my judges, my Attorney General. And then yesterday, a culmination of an attack on our institutions of democracy. This time, the Congress itself, inciting a mob to attack the Capitol, to threaten elected representatives of the people of this nation, and even the vice president, to stop the Congress from ratifying the will of the American people in a just completed free and fair election. Trying to use a mob to silence the voices of nearly 160 million Americans who summoned the courage in the face of a pandemic that threatened their health and their lives to cast that sacred ballot. I made it clear from the moment I entered this race that what I believe was at stake. I said there was nothing less at stake than who we are as a nation, what we stand for, what we believe, what we will be. At the center of that belief is one of the oldest principles this nation has long held. We are a government of laws, not of men, not of the people, of laws.
What?
I said it many times in the campaign. Our democratic institutions are not relics of another age. They're what sets this nation apart. They're the guardrails of our democracy. And there's no president. That's why there is no president who is a king.
Here's the lie. And this is a lie that, and this is an overall pretty good speech from Biden, I'll admit. But here's the lie that everyone tells you. Okay? The ballot is sacred. Okay. If the ballot is sacred, then why aren't you literally doing like 15th century style tribunals as you fucking dump Republicans in the water to see if they float, or otherwise they are literally witches, and you cast them out to die for everything that they have done to make sure that Americans can't vote? If it's so fucking sacred, then defend it like it is. But no, that's the reality. That's the lie that they tell you, because it's not fucking sacred and they don't give a shit. If it was so goddamn sacred, they would have lined up Supreme Court justices and put them under the same level of scrutiny of a church tribunal, okay? When the Supreme Court of the United States dismantled the Voting Rights Act, allowing states to do whatever the fuck they want to make sure that black people can't vote, they should have been tried. Okay? What's up? What the fuck is up? So maybe it's not fucking sacred, because you can't sit here and lie to me about the sanctity of an individual vote cast while the other side literally straight the fuck up denies that very basic right to American citizens and tries to justify it by saying that the integrity of our elections are under threat. You can't, either you're lying about the sanctity of the ballot, or it's sacred and you're doing nothing. And that's it. You can't say that the vote is a sacred process. These institutions are sacred, and then turn around and jerk each other off when half the fucking people sitting next to you inside of those halls, those sacred halls, are literally directly responsible for these fucking hogs penetrating those walls itself. These guys didn't fucking come out of nowhere. Like, this guy lives in Arkansas, okay? Richard Beagle Barnett lives in Arkansas, and he has a glass and glazing company, okay? That motherfucking small business tyrant flew from Arkansas to Washington, D.C. to storm the halls of Congress. Where did he get that idea? Huh? Where the fuck did he get that idea? Who told him that this is allowed and justifiable? Those very same fuckers who sit next to you that you do business with every day in those very same halls of Congress. Don't tell me about the fucking sanctity of these institutions. Don't tell me about the sacred halls and the long and complicated history behind them, where Americans could always they could always get together and recognize that they're Americans so they can unite under one cause: fucking over black people, giving tax cuts to the wealthy, deregulating industries, or expanding our military budgets in an endless sea of conquest overseas as we destroy the rest of the planet so that the military industrial complex can generate a tidy profit while we literally fucking throw young men and women into the fire and grind them just so they can maybe have a shot at upward social mobility. So they can get free college education and health care. things that are offered to every single fucking citizen unconditionally in the rest of the comparable OECD nations. Don't talk to me about the fucking sanctity of the halls of Congress when the only time that these fucking pieces of shit unite is literally when it comes to benefiting the interests of the corporations of the wealthy with a little bit of fucking breadcrumbs to you. Congress, so important.
No Congress, that's a House of Lords. A judiciary doesn't serve the will of the president or exist to protect him or her. We have three co-equal branches of government. Co-equal. Our president is not above the law. Justice serves the people. It doesn't protect the powerful. Justice is blind. What we saw yesterday in plain view was another violation of the fundamental tenet of this nation. Not only do we see the failure to protect one of the three branches of our government, we also saw a clear failure to carry out equal justice. I don't know if you used to say in the Senate, excuse a point of personal privilege. A little over an hour and a half after the chaos started, I got a text from my granddaughter, Finnegan Biden, who's a senior in her last semester at the University of Pennsylvania. She sent me a photo of military people in full military gear, scores of them lining the steps of the Lincoln Memorial because of protests by Black Lives Matter. She said, "Pop, this isn't fair. No one can tell me that if had been a group of Black Lives Matter protesting yesterday, they wouldn't have been treated very, very differently than the mob of thugs that stormed the Capitol." We all know that's true. And it is unacceptable, totally unacceptable. The American people saw it in plain view. I hope it sensitizes them to what we have to do. Not many people know it. When Justice Garland and I were talking, we talked about, I think he raised it, the reason for the Justice Department was formed in the first place. It was back in 1870. We didn't have a Justice Department before that, cabinet. It was formed in 1870 to enforce the Civil Rights Amendment that grew out of the Civil War. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, to stand up to the Klan, to stand up to racism, to take on domestic terrorism. This original spirit must again guide and animate its work. So as we stand here today, we do so in the wake of yesterday's events that could not more have vividly demonstrated some of the most important work we have to do in this nation. Committing ourselves to the rule of law in this nation. Invigorating our domestic and democratic institutions. Carrying out equal justice under the law in America. There is no more important place for us to do this work than the Department of Justice that has been so politicized. There's no more important people to carry out this work than the people I'm announcing today.
Yeah, the payoff of this is like that fucking weirdo cop guy that we were watching yesterday from Louisiana, where he goes to the Auschwitz Holocaust Museum to be like, and that's why we need to make sure our national security is always in order and Homeland Security needs to be funded appropriately. His payoff is, after all of that, his payoff is Merrick Garland for Attorney General.
More than anything, we need to restore the honor.
For those of you who don't know, Merrick Garland is the person that Obama wanted to appoint as a centrist Supreme Court justice that would be acceptable to the Republican Party, and they still didn't go along with it. But if you want to understand, his point of view, Like, if you want to understand how much of a centrist he is overall, or what this means for the Attorney General appointment, I mean, Mitch McConnell personally, Mitch McConnell and Mike Lee of Utah in 2017 said Donald Trump should appoint him as FBI director. Twitch is again broken. It shows for me in a second that you're a band. What? Just don't refresh if Twitch is broken. Okay? Like, Mitch McConnell wanted to make him FBI director. There might be a tactical decision. Oh, chat, please. Of course, it's a tactical decision to put. Listen, of course, a tactical decision to open up a fucking court seat for another appointment from Mitch McConnell. But you have to recognize that if he was truly a fucking spicy take, then no, they wouldn't want him at the top of fucking the FBI director. Like, do you not get that? Doesn't matter. He's better off being an activist judge in a high court than literally the fucking director of the FBI. My point is, he is unthreatening to the Republicans. Here's former Attorney General Bill Barr. I have known Merrick Garland for many years. He's an excellent lawyer and a decent man. He's a great choice for Attorney General for the new administration. These are not groundbreaking, earth-shaking appointments. That's the point I'm trying to make. Here's what the former AG has to say about the likely future one. I have known Merrick Garland for many years. He's an excellent lawyer and a decent man. William Barr said this. Not even the bare minimum.
The integrity, the independence.
And don't ask me what my personal pick would be, because I really don't know. Like, I don't know what would be better overall. I don't have a real take on that. I don't know.
The Department of Justice in this nation has been so badly damaged. And so many former leaders of that department in both parties have so testified and stated.
It just like literally doesn't make sense though. If fucking Donald Trump is a fascist and Bill Barr is a fascist enabler and a fascist in the same way that like liberals made it seem to be, and they were kind of right on it, then why the fuck are you trusting people that the fascist enabler Bill Barr, who is a fascist himself, says is a decent fucking man? Like, you make no sense. We make fun of Republicans for living in a world of contradictions, right? We make fun of Republicans all the time for living in a world of contradictions. Like, oh, yeah, Bill Gates, coronavirus is fake. Like, but then they're also simultaneously fucking saying shit like, big pharma, they want to sell you vaccines. Like, it's bullshit because they give you, the vaccine actually causes autism or whatever. Well, okay, liberals are living in that same fucking inherent world of contradictions as well. If they are simultaneously saying Trump is a fucking fascist and Bill Barr is a fascist enabler, but then they fucking turn around, they're like, well, the guy that Bill Barr and Mitch fucking McConnell have no like issue with and will only symbolically launch opposition against, okay? Because when they had a moment to put him in a position of power, they didn't have a problem with it, really. Then like he's somehow a good guy that you should trust is silly. And if you think that like, oh, a fascist or a fascist enabler saying someone is a good guy doesn't mean that they're a bad guy, okay, dude. Then don't get mad at the fucking congressperson who yesterday said Hitler had some good ideas about the youth. Like Hitler was right when the youth, when he wanted to when he wanted to control the youth. Okay? Maybe he had some good ideas. He was a bad guy, but he had some good ideas, right? Is that what you're going to say? That was a congresswoman-elect from Illinois who said that yesterday, and we already forgot about it because in America, things happen at a rapid clip, and it's pretty much fucking impossible to pay attention to everything that's going on. Twitch is doing what? What is Twitch doing? Is Twitch just fucking broken? At least I can see the chat. It says I'm offline currently, but I don't know why. Just don't refresh. Just don't refresh. Twitch is always broken. I mean, hey, brother, trust me. I fucking know Twitch is always broken. Also, it's top of the hour. I don't want to run an ad because I'm terrified that if I run an ad, you're going to lose the coverage, so I'm not going to run an ad.
I want to be clear to those who lead this department who you will serve. You won't work for me. You are not the president or the vice president's lawyer. Your loyalty is not to me. It's to the law, the Constitution, the people of this nation, to guarantee justice. For Attorney General of the United States, I nominate a man of impeccable integrity, Judge Merrick Garland, one of the most respected jurists of our time, brilliant yet humble, distinguished yet modest, full of character and decency. The Supreme Court clerk served in the Justice Department during the Carter, Bush 41, and Clinton administrations, where he embraced the department's core values of independence and integrity. A federal prosecutor who took on terrorism and corruption and violent crime, always with the utmost professionalism and the duty.
Wait, your argument line about Oh no, your argument line here about Garland based on bars is praised, is super flawed, my dude, point in case? What, you think I like Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, dude? All right, oh no, dude, oh no. 3-month subscriber sending me this. Yeah, exactly. No, my point exactly, motherfucker. That's literally what I'm saying. Oh, you thought it was one of those kinds of spaces here where you were just going to be like, well, I'll fucking own you, dude. RBG, like, I mean, he said nice things about her. Yeah, he did. Also after she died, but regardless. No, there's a reason why Ruth Bader Ginsburg was respected by conservatives. Because she herself was pretty fucking conservative on a lot of issues. If he's been here for 3 months, wasn't he here for her death? I mean, I guess. Maybe you didn't see. Is RBG a fascist then? That's not what I said about Merrick Garland either. Did I say that Merrick Garland's a fascist? No, I said he is unthreatening to Republicans. And right now, we need to have people that are threatening to Republicans. Not even right now. We should have had people appointed into positions of power that are threatening Republicans all the time. We should have had them yesterday. We should have had them a year ago. We should have had them 10 years ago. We should have had them 100 years ago. Okay? We should have always been appointing, if there's a duopoly in this country, if there's only two parties that you can choose from, and one party is very clearly in opposition to the other party shouldn't be constantly trying to hug and kiss the other party. What the fuck do you expect? This isn't even like me being a radical Marxist revolutionary either. This is literally just regular politics. Be more aggressive against your opposition. They aren't docile. Republicans don't fucking talk about like, oh, what will we do about the Democrats? Oh man, I wonder how the Democrats will think about, you know, the Alabama state legislature banning abortions even if you get raped by your dad. Oh, I wonder how the Democrats are gonna, you know, oh no, won't this like really embolden the Democrats? No, they don't give a fuck, dude. They do it because they want that polarization to happen. Bipartisanship is a lie. And when bipartisanship actually fucking happens, the unity that we look to, the moments of unity that we look to, they're all lies. It's only retconned. It's only whitewash moments from the past that we look back to fondly. That unity only happens when it comes to, I don't know, bombing fucking Arab countries, or that unity on bipartisanship only comes to advancing American imperialism. That unity and bipartisanship only comes when it comes to denying the humanity of black people for a century. Okay? We can turn back and be like, oh, look at how civil we were. Look at how great we were. Look at the bipartisan compromise we had back then. But in fact, in the aftermath of MLK's assassination, 67% of the country 67% of the country had a negative opinion of him. There was no bipartisanship in the way that you learned about it in school. The bipartisanship and unity came from people denying the humanity and dignity to black people, even at that time. The bipartisanship and unity that came in the aftermath of 9/11, people fondly talking about it. What was that unity? Who were in the crosshairs as a consequence of that unity? Sikh people who were executed because they looked Arab enough, because they looked Muslim. And also, of course, Muslims and Arabs in general. When America oftentimes unites, in reality, they unite against a common enemy. And that common enemy oftentimes is a marginalized group of individuals. And then we retcon it years later and talk about how united we were and how great everything was. Look back at it fondly. When are we going to have unity against corporate tyranny? Huh? I want that kind of American unity. Seems like you just want politics to get dirtier and dirtier. Not saying that they have our actual interests in mind, but why do you point out every little hypocrisy when that logic could easily be applied to you or anyone on planet Earth? What? What logic could be applied to me in that situation? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Have you ever worked a corporate job? Aren't you extremely privileged yourself? Yes, I am. I have profound privilege. I have worked for another person. I worked for a startup. It wasn't a corporate job. I have worked for a corporation for free when I was an intern, a free intern at the time. Can't you remember when you invaded Iraq over lies? Such hypocrisy? Yeah. Hassan isn't one of these eat the rich people, so I don't know how this is relevant. You can support leftist policy and come from a background of privilege. I mean, you absolutely can. It's really fucking dumb. And eat the rich in that level, or eat the rich doesn't mean like eat the rich without a fucking classist analysis, without a class analysis, just means that you're LARPing as a revolutionary on the internet and you're probably 14 years old and your point of view is inevitably going to ground itself in reality. Now, don't just say fucking tankies. It's baby's first leftist ideology, okay? Everyone goes through that fucking period. After yesterday knowing how dangerous Facebook is, why do we support Section 230? Because of the application of Section 230. Finally back. Twitch is fucking up. Yeah. I mean, Engels owned a factory, but, you know, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. What do you think is going to happen to the Republican Party? Do you think they will split, return to the previous Republicanism, or continue with Trumpism? I mean, the previous Republican Party was the same as Donald Trump. What do you think Sarah Palin was? Like, this is all slowly but surely chipping away with Trumpism being the inevitable outcome. It's going to turn into... they're going to keep doing it. They're not going to stop, like... They're not going to... What is this? A video circulating online showing President Trump watching the Save America rally while listening to the song Gloria. What? Is this real? Some fucking hashtag resistance shit, it feels like.
Guys, getting ready. I can't believe the size of the crowds that I'm seeing out there. Literally, there's got to be 100,000 people. It's all the way going to the Washington Monument. Just awesome patriots that are sick of the bullshit. So, thank you all for that.
Oh, yeah, no, this is very clearly before he went live. Oh, I mean, before he went up. Well, now I don't even feel so bad that fucking Twitch was kept refreshing my stream key and changing it, resetting my stream key, when all of Twitch is fundamentally fucking broken now. It's great.
That, it's actually hard to believe. Unfortunately, there's a road in between the main crowd and then the masses. Love to see them get in closer because it'd be pretty awesome, but this is pretty incredible.
You will never be a worker, Hassan. You are, by definition, one of the bourgeoisie of the internet age. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you already own your means of production? I will never be able to fully own the means of production when Amazon can literally just be like, hey, tomorrow, I don't like what you just said. You're banned. Okay? And not only that, but you will never be a worker when, what do you mean? Like, I literally worked until this past year. And workers are people who make money off of their labor and get wages as a consequence of that, okay? I don't own capital. It's like those who LARP as terminally online leftists are unironically those who have never read a single fucking shred of theory, okay? Like, the same people who have the most radical of ideas, oftentimes maybe even well-intentioned, are literally the people that do not understand a single shred of the theory that they claim to espouse and claim to have read. Read a fucking book! If you're gonna act like you fucking know theory, at least read it so you don't sound like a fucking moron. And if you're not gonna read, listen. Okay? If you're not going to read, listen. Shut the fuck up and listen. Don't make yourself look like a fucking moron. LibriVox is a good resource for a lot of leftist theory that you can literally listen to for free on YouTube. Okay? I've used them before. There are people who just read out. I mean, you can literally find nearly every single fucking leftist theory on the internet for free, both in PDF format if you want to, and also in audiobook format. Yeah, this is a LibriVox recording. Anyone who says they can't read is A, full of shit. B, should reach out to Oregon. It literally does outreach to help you read and understand theory like the PSL. Is it back? I don't know what's going on. What do you say? People are comparing this incident to the BLM protests? I think the BLM protests are legitimate. I think this is an illegitimate grievance. I don't know however many times I repeat this, people don't care, but here, we're gonna get to the Matt Gaetz shit. Fuck it. We're just gonna keep going. I have to pee. But yes, we're investigating an issue causing various features on Twitch not to load. Stay tuned. At least it's still here. Just watch.
Some pretty compelling evidence from a facial recognition company showing that some of the people who breached the Capitol today were not Trump supporters. They were masquerading as Trump supporters and, in fact, were members of the violent terrorist group Antifa.
Yeah, remember, the guys who literally breached Congress, the Trump supporters, they're not violent in a terrorist group, but the Antifa is the violent terrorist group. Also, those people who breached the fucking Congress, which was a violent act of terror, which he is basically admitting because he's saying that like they are Antifa, are literally Trump supporters, but they're not Trump supporters. 4D chess, boys. And also, he totally made that shit up. Okay? The guy he's talking about is a completely fucking fake story. The guy he's talking about is a literal QAnon supporter, the Viking guy. And it was off of a Washington Examiner article that he just ran with. It's bullshit. There's no facial recognition technology that pinpointed Antifa or anti-fascists at the fucking rally. It's completely debunked. It's completely nonsensical. Matt Gaetz knows better, by the way. And he's never going to apologize for this. And even if he does, he's going to continue lying regardless. The story was a complete fucking lie. It was a complete fabrication. But that didn't stop Matt Gaetz from fucking bringing it up in the halls of Congress. And it didn't stop these fucking 10-pound sausage bags filled to the brim with 20 pounds of sausage from giving him a standing fucking ovation.
Now, we should seek to build America up, not tear her down and destroy her. And I am sure glad that at least for one day...
Yeah, guess what, motherfucker? If they are anti-fascist, arrest all of them like they are Antifa, right? Treat them like you treated Michael Rennell. Let's just send marshals to fucking execute them outside of their homes then. That's what Antifa terrorists get, right? That's how you know they're not fucking Antifa, by the way. Because that would mean every single one of those Trump supporters would get arrested or at least or if not arrested, executed outside of their homes. Because that's what happens to anti-fascist terrorists.
I didn't hear my Democrat colleagues calling to defund the police.
Fucking literal fetal alcohol syndrome recipient or Matt Gaetz, dude. I hate him so much. It's back. I don't know if it's back. Just absolute fucking just awful, dude. No, we're literally on Chatterino constantly refreshing your stream because it keeps crashing. Here was the Washington Times article. It's gone now. They deleted it, by the way. And the entire story is a retired military officer told the Washington Times that the firm XR Vision uses software to do facial recognition of protesters and match two Philadelphia Antifa members with the two men inside the Senate. One has a tattoo that indicates he's a Stalinist sympathizer. Antifa promotes anarchy through violence and wants to end America in favor of a Stalinist state. No more USA at all is a protest chant. It's him. This is the guy. Those two are, I'm fairly certain those two are like literal white nationalists. I think he might be a fucking white nationalist too, but at least he's a QAnon supporter. We already know. That's who they're talking about. Philly Antifa. These guys. Philadelphia Antifa guys. But why are they on the Philly Antifa page? Well, click the link and you find out because they're hardcore Nazis and because Antifa members posted a whole article about the hardcore Nazi meetings that they attended. The Traditionalist Workers Party, Matthew Heimbach, and Keystone State Skinheads co-founder Steve Smith. So the anti-fascists they're talking about are literal fucking Nazis, dude. The other thing, the other photo that was circulating, the original photo that was fucking circulating of the Viking dude from the Philadelphia rally that he actually attended. He attended as a counter protester against Black Lives Matter because he's a QAnon supporter. He was holding up a QAnon sign and they cropped it out. They fucking cropped out the QAnon sign because even all of those fucking shit ass hogs know that when you get clapped up with a QAnon tattoo, or not a QAnon tattoo, sorry. When you get fucking caught being a QAnon supporter, everybody knows, oh, you're a fucking Trump supporter. It's great. Is it Dishonored tattoo? Is that what it is? Dude, how I mean, these guys are so disgusting that they're literally, and it's not just Matt Gaetz. Sarah Palin made similar claims. On the Lou Dobbs show, a bunch of Republicans made similar claims. They literally are trying to say, like, it is straight up impossible to fucking defend the actions. So why not just lie and say, oh yeah, this was the crop job that someone posted. Literally, they posted this, okay? They posted it cropped this way. Oh, turns out if you fucking don't crop the photo that was circulating Twitter, turns out you recognize that, oh no, he's literally not there to say fuck the police. He's there to say fuck the people saying fuck the police. Wearing the exact same getup, by the way. I wonder how those Nazis feel about being called Antifa. Video from the woman from yesterday shot before she went to the rally.
Everybody, huh? You got where is?
I heard some people trying to say Ashley Babbitt was fucking not a QAnon supporter, but also an anti-fascist. She is a QAnon supporter, by the way.
Where is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this migrant caravan. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. You people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. Like, I am so tired of it. You try to make it with these wide-angle lenses, and you try to make it that your echo chambers have these large followings. You got 40 people showing up, and you want to do a headline with CNN talking.
I mean, you already know she's a conservative because she's ranting uncontrollably in her car wearing sunglasses. So, you know, once you prop open once you see that fucking dashboard footage, baby, you already know we are dealing with a conservative, folks. There's no two ways about it. I think Twitch is back, by the way. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm back. I'm thinking Twitch is back. I don't know if it is. Doesn't seem like it. Nope, never mind. Refreshed it too early. It's not back. It's kind of back, but not really.
Talking about, oh, we got massive protests for Trump shutting the borders down. No, we do not. No, we do not. What we do have is a massive amount of pissed off people like I am because you guys will not sit down and do your jobs. I am so sick of these politicians in this goddamn state. I can't take it anymore. They're all worried about what Trump is doing. How about we worry about what the hell you're doing? What have you done? Maxine Waters, what?
Well, to be fair, if she didn't get fucking killed inside of the halls of Congress yesterday, seems like she might have gotten fucking killed while recording one of these videos.
What have you done? You're talking about, oh, this thing on the border is a political ploy that Trump's done. Where are you? You're not even here. You're talking all this crap up north in your district. Why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit that's going on there? You are a complete... I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom...
I mean, she's literally a fucking QAnon supporter and a very, like, obviously a Trump supporter as well. So people trying to fucking say that she is Antifa are also disgusting hogs, sacks of shit, okay? All right, so Pelosi's threatening impeachment if Trump is not removed from the office, and Fox News covered that whole thing. We're going to take a look at this quickly while I go pee real quick, and I'll be back.
Instigated by the President of the United States. That's why it's such a stain. In calling for this seditious act, the President has committed an unspeakable assault on our nation and our people. I join the Senate Democratic leader in calling on the Vice President to remove this President by immediately invoking the 25th Amendment. If the Vice President and the Cabinet do not act, the Congress may be prepared to move forward with impeachment. That is the overwhelming sentiment of my caucus. And the American people, by the way. Justice will be done to those who carried out these acts, which were acts of sedition and acts of cowardice. To those whose purpose was to deter our responsibility, you have failed. You did not divert the Congress from our solemn constitutional purpose to validate the overwhelming election of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as President and Vice President of the United States. Despite the desecration of our Capitol, we upheld in front of the country and the world the bedrock principle that the people are sovereign and that they hold the power to choose their leaders through the ballot. rejecting this attempted coup on the part of President Trump and his supporters. Accountability is also needed for Republicans in Congress who promoted the extreme conspiracy theories that provoked the violence, encouraged the mob, and who, after desecration of the Capitol, went back to the House floor and continued to push the falsehoods and underpinned this assault that underpinned this assault on our democracy. These Republicans abdicated their oath of office that was taken just 3 days prior to protect the American people and to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. The House worked through the evening and into the morning to nearly 4 a.m. to validate the electoral count, again, proclaiming Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as the duly elected President and Vice President of the United States. I just want to say how proud I am of my members. For a while now, our 4 scholars, we call them Jamie Raskin, Zoe Lofgren, the chair of the Committee of Jurisdiction, Adam Schiff, and Joe Neguse, set forth a plan that was about the Constitution. It wasn't about...
Here's another person, by the way. This is Kevin Greason, 55-year-old from Athens, Alabama, not from D.C., surprise, surprise, flew into D.C. yesterday. He is a man who died of a medical emergency during the unrest in Washington yesterday. He posted on Parler last month with the caption, "I wish these motherfuckers would come to my hood." And now he's dead. He died because of a medical emergency while he was storming the Capitol. Not to be all Final Destination about it, but like, just like the other QAnon supporter, it seems like if a motherfucker did go into his neighborhood, he probably would have had heart failure while he was chasing after the 17-year-old black teenager that is delivering Postmates to his neighbor. Making fun of dead people? Are you new here, bro? Hello? First of all, I make fun of politicians every day, you hypocrite, and they're literally half dead, including Nancy Pelosi. So it's funny when they're like barely alive, but knocking on death's doorstep, but it's not funny the moment that they die. When do we stop? What's the line? The moment that they fucking die? He was just dying the coop. Yeah. We're making fun of these are all lefties misinformation more than anything. Yeah, that's another lefty who died, I guess. Anyway, I don't want to watch this, but Lasagna, you have very dark hair. Is it natural or not? No, I dye it. Of course it's natural.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Joseph R. Biden, Jr. of the state of Delaware.
This is a good recap of the events that took place. Twitch kicked me out of the system and all of Twitch isn't loading right now. And finally tried to put /Hasanabi at the end of twitch.com and it worked. Geez, Twitch, fix your shit. I don't know what's going on, but how about we all in the chat decide collectively to stop talking about whether Twitch is up or down, because it does unironically feel like Twitch is down. I have to run an ad because now I'm in my second hour, but I can't run an ad. Look at my Twitch dashboard. I can't run an ad right now because my Twitch dashboard no longer has that capability. Will I get punished for not being able to run an ad and hit the 60-second ad density per hour? Don't know. We'll see. Please respond. What is the brand / frame of glasses? Someone in the chat knows.